Welcome back after that short break. It is EconoChat. Let's talk business with Mr. Daniel Steinman. For those who just tuned in, I'm your host, Elsa Bitimnyani, and this is your power station, Energy 100 FM. We are talking about, debt versus GDP, but we have come to the income
tax
amendment bill, where we need to get a bit of elaboration on that before we get into detail, Mr. Daniel Steinman.
Okay, you remember I said 2 weeks ago that the Minister of Finance has tabled 4 amendment bills.
Yeah.
The first one is the income tax amendment bill. And I'm going to come back to that just now. There are a couple of provisions in there, and then the VAT. The second one is the VAT amendment bill.
Yeah.
That is also going to be adjusted, the threshold.
Yeah.
Not the level. Then transfer duties and stamp duties. Those are 2 separate tax acts. And they. If you can afford a house of 3.1 million, then they are relevant for you. If you can't afford a $3 million house, they're not relevant for you.
Yeah.
But let's look at the Income Tax Act. Remember I said the government knows that a very large part of the sustainability of the economic revival, in other words, the benefits that are generated by mining that we are all expecting, that are sort of obvious. It's very easy to measure them, to get statistics and to see, yes, uranium is coming up, gold is coming up, rare earth elements coming up, diamonds are struggling, but there are good prospects. And the government doesn't control any of those. They just get the levies and the tax from those companies. But what they do control is, through the Income Tax Act, is what you and I pay on our salaries in the form of PAYE, pay as you earn income tax. Is what if you work for an employer and you get a salary every month, it is, if you earn more than 4,100 per month, it is deducted. It's at the level of 17%, and it is a very priestly, or must I say princely, $78 in a month. Now let's look at what the minister has tabled in the income tax amendment bill. This is to increase the zero-rated threshold from 50,000 to 100,000 Namibia dollar. That's annual income. This is what, if you put all 12 months together, your salary, this is your total for the year. That's annual income. So this is a very big adjustment. It's going to affect a lot of us, because the current threshold of 4,100 per month is 50,000 a year. So it's been doubled. So anybody earning up to 100,000 in a year will now be tax exempt. You will not pay any tax on a salary of 100,000. But there's small print.
There
are a couple of provisos, and I would like to point them out. That 100,000 in a year is 8,300 in a month. So if you are in that bracket, just below or just above 8,300 in a month, spits your ore, because this is now where it becomes very relevant to you. You can earn 8,300 and you don't pay any tax. But 8,300 times 12 brings you to 100,000. The moment you cross that threshold, remember I talked about brackets? So that is a bracket. When you go to $100,001 in a year, you are tax liable at the rate of 17%. But the important thing to realize is that it doesn't mean that you're now paying 17% on the whole 100,000. The 100,000 is tax exempt.
Yes.
You only start paying what you earn above that. So if you get a bonus, if you earn 8,300 in a month, there will be zero tax. The moment you get a bonus of 8,300, it pushes you over that 100,000 limit. It pushes you to 100,008, $108,300. So you pay then 17% tax only on the bonus,
Yes.
not on your salary.
Yeah.
The 100,000 stays exempt for anybody, even if your income is 5 million or 6 million a year. The first 100,000, your tax is zero. But here's the important thing for people to realize: if that $8,300 bonus is taxed at 17%, it means your employer is going to take $1,411 away from your bonus. Now suddenly it is a $6,900 bonus. It's not so nice after all anymore, because of that bracket that you move into. So what you must do is you must ask your employer to tax you every month, with the view that when the bonus comes, the taxable amount is either zero or very small. So it's a very simple calculation. If your employer takes off tax on your monthly salary of just $117.58, I mean, Elsbie, if you earn 8,300, you can afford $117 every month in tax.
Yes. But the question also remains: are you going to get bonus at the end of the year?
Well, I think we are past that those years where it was a big if. But do you see the principle? Pay a small amount of tax, $117. I mean, it's what you spend when you go to a movie.
Yeah.
Every month. Then you will get the full 8,300 at the end of the year in your pocket. And just quick. If you earn 10,000, and this is just a theoretical value. 8,300 is a statutory value. That is the threshold.
Yeah.
But if you earn 10,000 a month, by subtracting just $141 per month on tax, come
you
December,
enjoy your bonus.
You're going to get the whole $10,000.
Well, that's interesting. And of course, if you want to know more on this, we might just continue this conversation next year, because Mr. Daniel Steinman, this is actually a topic that everybody's talking about right now. So I hope that we will continue this conversation next week.
Certainly.
Okay. Well, with that said, thank you so much for coming through. And of course, also thank you to the loyal listeners. We will be back next week, same time, same place. From me, Elsbie Timiani, and Mr. Daniel Steinman, and the rest of the team, we say goodbye.